Hey friends, welcome back to my sewing room. My name is Becca, and in today's video, we're going to dive into the March 2022 Basics box from SEWBECCA Quilting. This is a monthly quilting project box and includes 2 projects and a bunch of exclusive content that you can access through a private YouTube video. So not all of the value is actually just tangible here. People are going to ask, it does cost $55, but at the time of the recording of this video, it is waitlisted. There are no more boxes to be had, but people do cancel throughout the year. So if this is something that you want, I encourage you to contact SEWBECCA Quilting. I'll put a text number and an email address in the first comment down below this video, and that's how you can get on the wait list so that when one of these pops up, you can grab it. Before I dive into March, I want to give you a status update for the projects from January and February. I am completely clawed up with both of those projects. The January project, I really loved how all the blossom fabric looked together. The quilt to me feels more like a runway quilt. I guess I could have just done 4 instead of the 6 blocks to make it a wall hanging, but I actually did the entire quilt the way the pattern said to do it. And I think I'm just going to grab some more blossom fabric, and since this is a basic, it's really easy to get your hands on. I'm going to grab some more blossom fabric and I'm going to make it a little bit wider and maybe a little bit longer. I plan on backing that with a really soft gray minky and quilting it up for a friend from high school who's going through a hard time. So that is something that I have on my to-do list to get done in the next week or so. As for the other quilt, the one from February, this one really was quite small, but I really liked how it turned out. This was using the fossil fabric from our February box, and I don't have the exact measurements of the quilt, but it looks like it would be more of like an infant quilt or a crib quilt or a wall hanging, something along those lines. But the pattern was really easy and it only used 2 fabrics. And again, that's a basic. So if I wanted to make that quilt bigger, either just continuing the pattern or putting some coordinating borders around it, I could totally do that and make it more of the center of a much larger quilt. Okay, now that you know what my projects from January and February look like, let's dive into March. I don't know if you can hear, but I totally have the windows open, so you may hear the occasional car going by. It is a beautiful day, and I am enjoying the breeze. Here we go. That's the inside of the box, and I did have to massage some of the pieces because I didn't want to give away the special coupon code that we have right on the top of the box. We have a special coupon code for 30% all of Wyndham fabrics, and there's actually a QR code that you can use to get right over to their website. What's in the box? Well, the first one is a little card that has a dad joke on it. It says, "Why are elevator jokes so classic and good?" And the punchline, "They work on so many levels." Wah, wah. Dad jokes are cheesy but good. And then we have a really pretty sticker. We've been getting these each month, and I've been keeping a little pile of them. I think this one's my favorite so far. It says, "You reap what you sow," and it has a vintage sewing machine with some very lovely flowers. I love this one. Oh yeah, we have a must-have notion. It is a Nifty Notions seam ripper. Take a look at this bad boy. I was actually just looking for a new seam ripper, so this is really good. This seam ripper is actually really cool because it's double-ended. You'll see right here there are 2 arrows, a smaller arrow and a larger arrow, and that's because the seam rippers on either side are different sizes. This one's smaller and this one's bigger, so I guess you could use this one for some bigger stitches, this one for some smaller stitches. Ow, that hurts. Don't poke yourself with the seam ripper. It hurts. But the thing that I really like about these seam rippers are the end caps. These are like a silicone-y, rubbery thing, and they can pick up your little loose threads, or at least push them very easily. I don't even know if you can see any of these threads in the clip, but I'm assuming you can. It moves them around really easily. I like that. And I don't know about you, but I feel like my seam rippers over time just get really dull. So this is one of those notions that I feel like is a consumable. You have to replace it every so often. OMG, if this line does not completely just yell spring to you, then you must be colorblind, because this is all pastel, all pretty, all spring. Like, I look at this palette and I think immediately Easter baskets. Before I show you the fabric, let me show you this big spool of Aurifil 50 weight cotton thread in a very pretty soft purple color. This is color number 2560. 100% quilting cotton thread. Aurifil is my go-to for piecing, and I am going to put this in my Aurifil stash. Let's take a look at the fabrics. I can't wait to show you. Oh my goodness. Take a look at all of these beautiful fat quarters. There are 12 fat quarters here from the Bedrock collection by Wyndham Fabrics, and they write in the pamphlet that this is a lightly textured print that will add incredible depth and interest into your next quilting project. It's available in a mix of understated pastels, vibrant brights, saturated jewel tones, and handy neutrals. Bedrock will mix and match with your Wyndham collections and beyond. You can build your stash, start a new project, or put the finishing touches on a quilt, and of course, hashtag color it Wyndham. I actually don't know anything about the Bedrock collection, so I'm being introduced to a new fabric line via the March box. Although, to be honest, I didn't know about the fossil fabrics last month either, so I learned about that one too. But I did know about the Blossom fabric from January because I love Christopher Thompson. The projects we're going to do for this box look really amazing, and I can't wait to get started. We have a large project and a small project. The large project is a quilt that looks pretty good size, especially when you compare it to the quilts that we did in January and February. The brothers have chosen a black background to go with the fat quarter bundle in the box. That's something you're going to have to bring to the project on your own, but they did give you a 30% off coupon code for all Wyndham fabrics, and I know Wyndham has some solids and some other basics that you can look at, so you can peruse their selection over at SEWBECCA.com. By the way, I do have an affiliate link in the first comment down below this video if you decide to pick that up. Now, the black background, I think I'm going to follow them in that. I think I'm going to grab a black solid, though, because there's so much texture going on with these prints that I just feel like not only will the black contrast nicely with those colors, but that solid is going to kind of calm the quilt down just a little bit. Now, the smaller project, I think, just uses the scraps from the larger project. It looks like you're just taking the half square triangle units and arranging them in a certain layout. It's going to yield a placemat or a table topper or a wall hanging, and I think that's kind of cool. I've actually been making placemats, just normal size placemats, and I've been putting them on our nightstands in our bedroom, and it's just a really nice way to kind of personalize your bedroom. Thank you so much for diving into the March 2022 box with me. I'm going to hop over to SEWBECCA and pick up my black background, and I'll see you guys all real soon. Bye!